So, as a lot of you probably already know, I like to appear on the Rational Boomer podcast, and it had been a couple of weeks since I'd made an appearance. So, reached out to Mike, said, "Hey, I'm ready to be back on the show." We set up a time and made it happen. So, just got done recording the podcast. Now, full disclosure, this podcast was recorded in advance. Mike let me know that it would be a day or two before uh, it got aired as that day's podcast because he had some other ones that needed to get aired ahead of me, which is fine. Um, but we had a great discussion. We were talking about Iowa and how the Iowa races are going to go. What's going to happen after the election here in Iowa with the vacancy at the lieutenant governor's spot. We talked about just the national elections and some races we think are going to go one way or the other. We talked about a lot of things about how the media's got it so wrong so far about the polls and what's going on there. We also talked about the big story over the weekend of Donald Trump working the fries at McDonald's and how ridiculous that all was, and just a lot of things. We had a good conversation. It was a great show. I recommend you go check it out. You can find it anywhere you get your podcasts. Otherwise, you can find the link to his podcast uh, through the Rational Boomer here on TikTok. I will tag him below. He's got a link tree in his bio. Otherwise, you can search for Rational Boomer over on YouTube, and there he would have his podcast as well. If you want the video version, you can get the audio version wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Rational Boomer. It's a great show. Love being on the podcast. I'm probably going to be a guest again here shortly, just because we were talking and he's got some stuff going on. He's going to be pretty busy here coming up. So, he likes to set up guests in advance if he can. I said, hey, I'm free whenever, just let me know. So, good chance I'm probably going to be back on the show here shortly. But today was a good show. Recommend you check it out. Again, search for Rational Boomer wherever you get the podcast. I've linked him below as well, or Rational Boomer over on YouTube. Check out today's episode. Good conversation with me and Mike. I was a little fiery, and overall, great show. Recommend it.